As the hijab protests are intensifying across the length and breadth of the nation, the matter is now being heard by the Karnataka High Court. There's a fresh twist that has surfaced in the case. The BJP has alleged that Congress is behind the birth of the hijab row. BJP further added that Advocate Devdutt Kamath, arguing on behalf of the hijab in Karnataka High Court, is a Congress legal cell representative. The Saffron party questioned that Congress is working towards breaking the society. Karnataka BJP also tweeted a letter of Congress showcasing Devdutt Kamath as the chairperson of the Congress's Legal Coordination Committee. Another Karnataka minister said the Congress comes to power, they are likely to make a law against Hindus to wear. Meanwhile, countering BJP's Kamath, he has said that he lives in a free country and appear and argues in any case. All right, let's get Shehzad Poonawala on this particular story that is breaking out of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Shehzad, your first up reaction, the BJP going on to level multiple charges over the Congress party. I want to understand, where does the Bharatiya Janata Party stand as far as this entire row is concerned, outside of the bickering that is going on, political bickering that is going on, when it comes to ghungat and when it comes to hijab, both? Where does the Bharatiya Janata Party stand?
Well, it is absolutely clear that when there is a uniform or a dress code that has been prescribed as per the law, that has to be followed, and that has to be followed without any fear of favor or any discrimination.
Right.
Because classrooms can't be platforms for segregation, they have to be platforms for integration. Having said that, it is quite rich of the Congress party today to be speaking about all these high ideals when their own itihas has been to block the law that was there for maintenance, giving a Muslim woman a choice for maintenance in Shaban. They blocked the law that would have given a Muslim woman a choice for getting out of triple talaq in Shaira Banu. And today they speak about giving right of choice to Muslim women. Of course, there should be right of choice, but that right of choice extends to all places, but inside a classroom, the prescribed uniform, which is a law that has been framed back in 1983 as prescribed by the school committee, will have to be worn, whether it is of any person or community.
So with this instance that you mentioned, Shehzad, you are accusing the Congress party of appeasement towards the minorities. The Congress party spokesperson has not been patched, so I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. In the same breath, it could be them accusing the BJP of appeasement of Hindu majority as well. So then how do you stand on this entire round on the back of this appeasement politics also that breaks out each time a situation like this happens?
The appeasement being done is of hardliners. Even the people in the community do not want this practice. It's a retrograde practice, and therefore to now say that this is something that the Muslim women want, there are several scores of Muslim women who have been fighting against this injustice the world over and in India as well. And now the only question that remains is that in Rajasthan, how come you take a stand that ghungat is dakyanusi, but hijab is a symbol of empowerment? In Kerala, the government banned hijab for the student police cadets. At that time, there is no secular outrage. When the Kerala Muslim Education Society banned hijab for 150 educational institutions, when the Madras High Court, the Supreme Court, various courts of the land say that hijab is not an essential part of Islam, then where is your secular outrage? Is the court of the land also playing communal politics? So to twist this matter of a simple uniform into a communal matter just before Uttar Pradesh elections and to give Pakistan a handle. Now, thanks to Priyanka Vadra and her entire ecosystem, even Pakistan has begun lecturing India about women's rights and about women's education. And therefore, it seems that this is not a sayog, but this is a prayog done by the Congress party time and again to damage the reputation of India at a world forum only and only because they do not like the government in power.
You know, Shehzad, as far as this particular story is concerned, point taken, and we will allow the Congress to respond to all that you have said. So I'm requesting the producers to get us a congressperson as well. Thank you, Shehzad, for now for joining us. There are some other political reactions coming in on the story. Listen in.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಜನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕಿಸುವಂಥ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ತಂದುಬಿಡ್ಬೋದೇನೋ ಇವರು. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಮಾನಸಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ಇಳಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವತಃ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನು ಬಹಿರಂಗವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಮರ್ಥಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ.
ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೋಡ್, ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ डिग्निटी, ये किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन का प्रोवोकेटिव है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली कुछ लोग जिस तरह से इन मुद्दों पर भी सियासत कर रहे हैं, वो कतई जो है वो न तो उस समाज का भला कर रहे हैं जिसके नाम पे ही सियासत कर रहे हैं, न अपना भला कर रहे हैं।
जब भी हम कॉलेज में आएंगे, स्कूल में आएंगे, हम ये ड्रेस कोड पालन करेंगे। अभी तो ड्रेस कोड पालन करना है। हम जो कानून है, लॉ ऑफ द लैंड जो है, उसको मैं पालन नहीं करूंगा, ये बोलना ठीक नहीं है। इसके अलावा मैं इतना ये भी कहना चाहता हूं कि अभी विषय जो है कर्नाटक हाईकोर्ट पहुंच गया है, उसका भी हम इंतजार कर सकते हैं हम सब लोग।
एक लॉबी है जिनके पास मुद्दे नहीं है। ये देश में एक उन्माद फैलाना चाहते हैं। उन्माद के माध्यम से ये चुनावों को और देश की आबो हवा को प्रभावित करना चाहते हैं। यूनिफॉर्म का मतलब ही मतलब एक जैसी फॉर्म, तो यूनिफॉर्म में ये हिजाब और कोई अन्य प्रकार की उन्मादी चीजें लाना और उनको लगाना ये उचित नहीं है, ये गलत है।
Congress has nothing to do with this issue. It is the ruling party. It is some fringe elements in the campuses who have been avoiding the girls who have been protesting there, or who have been dictating the girls to wear what they don't want to wear. And see, this has been there in the coastal area. Like if some girls wear jeans, they have a problem. If girls wear skirts, they have a problem. If the girls wear headgears, they have a problem. And this has been happening in that part of Karnataka for the past few years. And the fringe elements, those are involved, are identified with a certain political party, and the whole of the entire country knows this.
मजहब पे किसी के जाना ही नहीं हमें। सबसे बड़ा सेंटेंस है, मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना। हिंदी है हम, वतन है हमारा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा। किसी के धर्म पर जाकर उसके ऊपर आक्रमण करना सही नहीं है। अपने अपने धर्म के सही मुताबिक जिसको बर्ताव करना करो, लेकिन संविधान को कभी ठेस न पहुंचे, इस तरह का बर्ताव होना चाहिए।
Nolan Pinto is now reporting from Vidhan Soda, Bengaluru. Shija is joining us from MGM College in Udupi. First, let's go across to Nolan. Nolan, as far as the Karnataka government is concerned, it made its stance clear as far as the dress code is concerned. To set the record right, if you could just walk our viewers through what does the dress code really say amidst all this politicking that is going on and all the noise that is happening around this particular story. What are the rules as far as dress codes are concerned?
Well, in fact, the Karnataka government, after a few students, 5 or 6 students at an Udupi Women's College stated that they wanted to wear a hijab inside the classroom, and the authorities stated that they will not allow them to go enter the college. That is when they actually filed a case in the Karnataka High Court. Now, on Saturday, a government order was promulgated. Basically, the government stated that under the Karnataka Education Act 1983, a uniform dress code, a uniform attire is necessary that will not go against public order, which will lead to integrity. These are the issues that they actually spoke about. The government has very clearly stated that individuals, colleges will decide on what is the uniform that they have to wear, and this is what they will have to follow. Furthermore, they said that in private organizations or private institutions, it's the private management that will decide on the type of uniform that the students will have to follow. If the students do not want to follow the particular set of uniform, then there is a chance, or there's the ability that they can actually take a TC and go to a college that will accept or allow them to wear whatever they want to wear. So this is the option that students are given. So as of now, that is what the court is actually looking into. The court is looking into whether the hijab is an integral part of Islam. 2, whether the hijab is a facet of the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. And 3, it's also looking into whether the Karnataka government has overstepped its authority in coming out with this government order. So yesterday, both the petitioner's advocate debated this particular issue. The Advocate General was also debating this particular issue. the court will reconvene today, this particular case, at around 2:30
And I'm glad you mentioned the court. Let me take this across to Shija as well, who's joining us from MGM College in Udupi. Shija, the court is going to be hearing this matter. This isn't a matter that can be settled on the streets right there in the manner in which this kind of politics is breaking out. The protests are breaking out. The harassment is breaking out. The courts have to decide what can be worn, what cannot be worn under the constitutional framework. So what are we expecting from the court today?
See, when we spoke with the students, they are very clear and very positive towards the verdict. Both the sects believes that even Saffron guys or even Hijab people who support, they believe that the court verdict will be in favor of these people only. For they believe it will be favoring them. However, the students do not wanted any kind of this controversy to be dragged further. They want this to be sorted and finish it off and then start the classes.
All right, so the students are in favor of their life coming back to normalcy. All will be dependent. All eyes are on the court. We'll wait for the court order to come out because the court is going to be the final authority to decide on this issue under the constitutional framework and the provision of the law of the land. Now, support is pouring in for students fighting in Karnataka for their right to wear hijab. A meeting of the Karnataka State Cabinet is to be held at Vidhan Soda in Bengaluru shortly. Islamic organization Hijab Jamaat staged a protest in Chennai where women were seen wearing hijabs made of the national flag. In Maharashtra's Bhiwandi, the Samajwadi Party organized a signature campaign to support the female students protesting in Karnataka. Over 4,400 women have signed the petition as claimed by the Samajwadi Party. A protest was also carried out by women in hijab. Meanwhile, in Puducherry, a fresh row has erupted after a Muslim student was allegedly asked to remove her headscarf. Several activists gathered outside the government school to stage a protest. The protest has also reached the national capital, where the students from the Muslim Students Federation held the protest in Delhi University's North Campus.
Hijab is a fundamental right. There is no any discrimination for the dress code. How the kumkum and the bindi is the beauty of my Hindu sisters, like that hijab and burqa is the beauty of my Muslim sister. Don't destroy the relationship of the Hindu and Muslim. Let us enjoy our right, how you people are enjoying your right. This is my choice and this is my pride.
Now joining us from MGM College in Udupi. Shija, get us the mood on the ground as you are reporting from this particular college. And I'm also requesting the producers to get us Nolan so we get a better sense of what is expected from the court today. Shija?
Hello?
Yes, Shija, go on to tell us what is the sentiment of the students right there. You are reporting from MGM College in Udupi. This is coming, of course, on the back of the nationwide protests that have erupted on the back of this issue.
Yes, ma'am. See, the problem here is students are, they are very stern on their particular beliefs, okay? If the court, according to the Saffron guys, if the court verdict favor the hijab people, they will come tomorrow from wearing the scarf, wearing the kurtis, wearing the turbans and all. So they are if they think that if the particular issue is being dragged further, they will do whatever they are supposed to do. They are very clear about that. On the other side, hijab, without hijab, the students are not ready to enter the class. They say that inside the campus there are men, there are teachers whom they have to face without the burqa, which they do not, which are not allowed inside. So these things are behind this, and they have a strong support from both the sects. that they say that they will not give any kind of a statement. They will not talk about anything right now until the verdict comes out. And if it is favor or unfavor, we both the situation, there are people who are strongly opposite and strongly support it. So we have to wait and see how the things is going to be further. And Sunil Kumar's statement also will give support to Hindu set of communities that how Congress is taking this issue. And for some of the local Congress people here says that this issue is being politicized because for the upcoming MLA elections, these are their strategies to lead it. So when you talk to this political people, who are into the democracy or who talk about the democracy, they are dragging it on the other totally different track. But the students are very
All right, Shija, thanks for joining us with those details right there. Women's rights activist and Nobel Peace Laureate Malala has jumped into the Karnataka hijab controversy. Malala took to Twitter and called the move of not allowing hijab-wearing students in the school horrifying. Malala wrote colleges forcing girls to choose between studies and the hijab. She added, objectification of women persists for wearing less or more. The Nobel laureate urged the Indian leaders to stop the marginalization of Muslim women. A Twitter war soon erupted over Malala's comments. Hindu rights activists replied to Malala's tweet and said, and I quote, "For once, maybe use your voice for the women being jailed, lashed, attacked and killed for protesting the hijab and the Taliban." Unquote. BJP leader Majinder Singh Sirsa attacked Malala for not speaking on other significant issues like forced conversion of minor Hindu Sikh girls in Pakistan. Meanwhile, Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has reacted on the hijab versus Saffron stole issue. He has claimed that this is India's plan of ghettoization of Muslims. He also accused Indian government of oppressing and terrorizing Muslim girls. There's breaking news just coming in. India Today's access Karnataka government's affidavit. There are some main pointers in the affidavit which has been submitted in the Karnataka High Court. In the High Court, I beg your pardon. The affidavit says, while discharging the constitutional obligation of imparting education, the state has to prescribe a secular uniform dress code for the students. The Karnataka government's affidavit also says prescribing the uniform also flows from the fundamental duty cast on the state under Article 14 and 16 of the Constitution. The Karnataka High Court will resume hearing the plea against hijab ban at 2:30 p.m. today. All eyes on that hearing. Earlier, senior advocate Devdutt Kamath, appearing for the petitioners, said wearing hijab is a belief of community, and as long as the belief is there, we cannot sit over the judgment. The petitioner also claimed that the college is indulging in religious apartheid. He further added that we follow positive secularism. The Advocate General said that colleges have autonomy on uniforms, and if girls want to wear the hijab, then they have to seek the college's nod first. AG has also met Karnataka Chief Minister over these developments in the High Court. India Today has also accessed the affidavit of the Karnataka government in the High Court that quotes the Constitution and states that ensuring a dress code for students is the responsibility of the state. While adjourning the hearing for the day, the court appealed to people to maintain peace and tranquility in the state. The court has also said it is faith in the wisdom and virtue of the public, and it hopes that the rout does not turn into an agitation. The politics has exploded over hijab ban in colleges in Karnataka. Opposition is now blaming the state government for instigating hijab versus saffron row. On the other hand, Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has said that students must stick to the dress code. Meanwhile, Karnataka High Court is going to resume hearing on Wednesday on the plea against the hijab ban. Here is more on that.
Who will control this rapidly worsening situation? The heat over hijabs and the scrap over saffron shawls has made the spaces between campuses a veritable war zone. With students on the front line of a face-off drenched in communally charged imagery and words, the politics over the tension has expectedly exploded. Epicenter number 1 is Karnataka itself.
ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡಲೇ PUC ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಪದವಿ ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಜ್ಯುಯೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
As far as legality of the whole thing is concerned, we have put our case very clearly. Constitutional and legal Karnataka Education Act provisions we have been put. But however, we are waiting for the directions of the High Court. Therefore, I am appealing to these students that they have to maintain peace and harmony, because ultimately tomorrow they have to sit together and do all the educational activities.
The High Court heard the case on Tuesday, saying it would rule based on facts, not assumptions. Asking for a copy of the Quran, tensions on the ground depend on the court's verdict. And after the hijab heat reverberated in Parliament yesterday, national leaders jumped in to stir things up even more.
ये भारत है, सर्वधर्म समभाव के आधार पर चलेगा, न कि इस्लामिक स्टेट भारत को बनाने की कोशिश करने वालों की मानसिकता हम पूरा नहीं होने देंगे.
Their annual exams are in 2 weeks, but trapped now between the religious identity, campus rules, the government and the High Court, the question is, how and when will this face-off finish? Lives of students and communal harmony among the next generation is at stake. With Shija and Shivamurthy in Udupi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Amidst the raging controversy over the Karnataka hijab ban, a video surfaced on Tuesday showing a boy at a college in Shimoga climbing up a pole and hoisting the saffron flag. A major row erupted after Karnataka Congress President D.K. Shivakumar reacted to the incident. However, the BJP has demanded proof. BJP and Congress have locked horns over this incident. Here's the news report.
A telling image of Karnataka. Hundreds of students opposed to Muslim girls' demand for permission to wear hijab go berserk. They hoist saffron flag on a pole meant for the tricolor at a government first-grade college in Shivamoga. Amidst the hijab versus saffron scarf showdown in the state, these images have sparked another political war. Karnataka Congress President D.K. Shivakumar has alleged that the saffron-clad protesters brought down the national flag and replaced it with a saffron flag. India Today confronted Shivakumar on his grave accusations.
I am just saying that if there is evidence of the Tiranga being brought down as your charge,
it is a national flag, my friend. I am telling you, it is a national flag.
Sir, we'll put that aside for a moment. We'll wait to see if there is evidence of the Tiranga being brought down.
Yes.
My question to you now is,
if you have not got the visuals, I will post you that visuals.
The BJP hit back. Party MLA C.T. Ravi called Shivakumar a liar and challenged the state Congress chief to either provide evidence or face legal action. India Today tried to get the facts straight in the entire controversy. Local authorities told our reporter that the national flag is hoisted only on the Republic Day and Independence Day. They claimed there was no tricolor on the pole when the saffron flag was hoisted. Shivakumar, who made the allegation, hasn't responded to the BJP's dare. The Congress leader has not provided any proof to back his claim so far. Bureau Report, India Today.